Goodness. Not sure what's going on. Just to say I'm congested, I'd say yes. And good morning, everybody. Welcome to a marvelous Monday, June 22nd, 2026. Ms. Pig Cafe holding down the fort on the green machine. We got Cat Slave over there. We've got Kaladin 910. Good morning to you. Who else is live? Let's see. As I try not to cough up my lungs. What's going on? Penny. Good morning to you. Juliet from across the pond. Probably happy. Keir Starmer's gone. We'll talk about that in bonus time. Jill Powers in the house. Good to see you, Jill. And, of course, the lovely Georgia Peach. Good morning to you. Look at this day. Look at the day the Lord has made. And be grateful. Snortapoopus Cuber. Good morning to you. Hope you're doing well. Our favorite polar bar out there. Who else we got? We got more folks out there than we can, well, probably say hi to, but we'll try. Like Lady Gamester. Good morning to you. You guys, I dropped a video this morning. Box office was good. We're going to talk about that too. And then we're going to talk about it on Midnight Siege in the morning. Then I'm going to go, I think, hang out with Pro on That Park Place live. Should be a lot of fun. Who else is out there? I hear some people are upset at the female piece of plastic. I'm unfamiliar with that. If you're talking about that cup, I think it's just strange more than anything. Still think the Dune popcorn bucket was a little odd. That's just me. So I see Ron out there. What's going on? What's going on, Ron? Who else is in the house? We got other people out there, like John the Beagle Dad. Look at all these great people. Beautiful morning. Barry the Music Man, hello. Juliet's got a member chat for us. Starmer's gone, worse to come. Oh, yeah, you got Burnham coming in. Oh, we'll talk about that. We certainly shall. Culture Sugar Daddy is here. Also dropping some wondrous things today. The Bat Cap, we're all here for you. We're all here for you, friend. Just need to reach out. Sometimes I don't know what to say. Culture Sugar Daddy gifted 10 Culture Casino memberships. Thank you for that. Pollen is killing me, Canoles. I don't know what it is. It's a little rough. Cash Kester in the house, otherwise known as the Smokin' Man. I'm all sniffly. I apologize for that in advance. All the professional radio guys out there are going to be giving me a lecture. That's okay. Randall Orser's out there, one of our favorite Canadians from Canada, making sure that we get to 1,000 members, guys. We're closing in. We get so close. And then you're gone. Emotionally Unstable Amphibian, good to see you. And everyone else out there. Hope you're having a marvelous Monday. Here we go. 6 minutes starts now. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, wherever you're and whatever you're watching. Thanks for checking in the 6 Minute Daily. We have a lot to talk about. Not a lot of time to do it in, but we have to get to the box office. That's right. Toy Story 5 has a best friend. You've got a friend in me. 160 million US dollars domestic earnings. That's a, a record for the franchise. Well, there's 5 films, and adjusted for inflation, this isn't exactly true. So, Anthony, do better. Do better. We got box office for Toy Story 5 at over $160 million. That is shattering the franchise opening weekend record, not adjusted for inflation. But it's the biggest weekend so far, so congratulations. Overall, the weekend was better. A 54-year-old nonprofit worker just used AI to become the next Charlie Kaufman. Looks like that might be true. The face only a mother could love was not shot by Charlie Kaufman or Michael Gondry or Wes Anderson or anybody else. It was, in fact, shot by not a filmmaker. Insane. This is an 8-minute short, giving us an idea what AI filmmaking could be. Speaking of good filmmaking, though, Aardman unveils Mossy Bottom set show Let's Go Timmy, the almost untold story of Danger Delilah, and fresh details on Pokemon Tales. Annecy Film Festival is up and going. We've got Minions and Monsters, more animation, more good news. Director Pierre Coffin on his tribute to Hollywood, the exhausting work of voicing the yellow creatures and crafting comedy that's more irreverent than some of the competition. In other words, more risky. There you go. You need that. Speaking of things we need, George Lucas was cast in Minions and Monsters after revealing love for the Minions. Well, everybody loves little yellow guys. And in fact, he kind of looks like one of the Minions in this photo. Don't you think? I think. We've got Jeremy Clarkson giving us good news from the UK for a change. That's right. His cancer is in remission. After, of course, the Clarkson's farm reveal at the end of the last season, they are in active production of season 6 currently. I'm glad that he's in remission. I'm glad the UK is getting rid of cancer. Again, not a veiled reference to Keir Starmer at all. It's completely unveiled. X-Men star Famke Janssen says Marvel made a mistake by not asking her to return as Jean Grey because we're getting Sadie Sink. Aren't you excited? I didn't think so. The Netflix wins Sesame Street movie rights, which means, well, they can be just as perverted as they want to be and likely will be. That's pretty insane to me. Sesame Street on Netflix is, well, gone the wrong way, and so is a lot of other things in Hollywood these days. Iowa's news anchor announces on air that he's stepping away from the news industry because the facts matter, and he doesn't get to do that anymore. His wife, who's a co-anchor on the show that he's on, is staying behind to do that, but he's going to do something else. Maybe he'll do some investigative journalism. Maybe he'll follow Catherine Hestridge and other people into actual news gathering. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Democratic senators are still trying to prevent the FCC from allowing the Paramount Warner Brothers merger until review of the deal's foreign investment concludes. It's already been done. I don't have to review it anymore. You guys just want to stop this because you're losing control of, well, what you thought was your media empire. But it's actually owned by people and investors and not you. Pippi Longstocking's animated TV series is in the works at Studio Canal. That'll be a lot of fun, I think. And then we have, the legacy of Brexit. That's right. After 10 years, things are still not quite done the way they should have been done all along. And that's because you haven't had a consistent set of leaders for a decade. You've had most of these people ending their tenure before it even began. In the case of Boris Johnson, he was out. That Sunak guy was never properly elected. And then when it came to election, you guys booted him out. Basically, after resignations, you put in a different WEF puppet. And that's what's going to happen with Keir Starmer in the Burnham, whatever this idiot's name is. Cuba pushes through sweeping free market reforms in the biggest economic shift since the revolution, which means they're about to have another revolution everywhere else. In fact, the U.S. may be hanging out there if you believe what was being passed around at Camp David this last weekend. A court orders Ohio restrictions on kid use of social media to be restored. Wow. And again, it depends on which activist judge you go to find out what the laws are actually going to be. I think restrictions on social media should be up to the parents, and the courts and the legal system should have nothing to do with it, so you can avoid what's going on in the UK. Currently, California Labor Union offers to scale back billionaire tax proposal after pushback. Well, no. You just killed jobs in California. So yeah, labor union killing jobs. Sounds good. Pro union, right? Yeah, not so much. And finally, let's talk about the bears in Idaho. The Idaho Fish and Game urges black bear safety after Treasure Valley sightings. They continue to work their ways into urban areas looking for food. Make sure you use secured trash containers. The bears conversation is a big thing, but two of them went walking through a neighborhood very recently, and you know what? Maybe they're not the best, pals in the neighborhood. So, one or two sightings a year in an urban area is considered atypical, but this is more frequent. If you live near Boise, which they say isn't bear country, well, it is this year. So take care of yourself. Be bear aware if you're in Idaho or anywhere near bear country. In a bear country, dreams stay with you. Juliet sends her a member chat. Going to say thank you to her for that. 19 months of membership. Summer's got worse to come indeed, young lady, indeed. Our friend Follow the Bradley's Fun is out there. How are you doing, Ron? Thanks for joining us this morning. Once again, to highlight Juliet, who works really hard as a moderator everywhere on the planet, it seems. And, of course, we've got a few other folks. The talented one, I said, Andy Masterson joined us this morning. In fact, there he is again, saying hi to people. Let's see. We got D-Bud Martin, another moderator who seems to be omnipresent, or, always present, whatever word you want to use. But there you go. We are trying to get to 1,000 members on the channel. It makes the channel well-sustained. Your contribution to that is the equivalent of a cup of coffee. And I appreciate your support when you do so. The volume is a bit low. Okay, well, I turned it up a little bit more. Trying to keep it in the not too top end range. So there's that. Happy belated Father's Day indeed. I celebrated the dads yesterday. I think you should too. Dads are important. Good dads are even more important. Good dad in the household usually keeps their kids out of jail. That's interesting statistic, I think. Jan Monroe joins us this morning. Good to see you. Look at all these wonderful people. Alex Clark out there says, hey, Culture Casino, hello, hello. And Stitch comes through very generously with 5 Culture Casino memberships. Thank you so very much for that. Let's see. Who else rolled through the door? Caveat Ties on the green machine. We got a few other people popping in. And Corporeal Being, good to see you over there on the green machine as well. Oh, my goodness, guys. It's wild. The beautiful Deeple has somehow returned. The beautiful deep ball, the beautiful deep ball. Yeah, 160 is only U.S. money. That's the one thing I forgot to talk about. Global box office for Toy Story was epic, over $300 million. We're going to talk about box office over on Midnight's Edge in the morning for the first hour. Probably talk about it over on That Park Place at some point as well. It's big money, big prizes. The Common Nerd says, we are not professionals. That's why people trust us. Well, maybe. I just want everybody to know that I care deeply. And when there's good and bad news, I see all of you out there. And for those of you right now working on things to struggle with, I just know we're all here for you. I feel like we have a wonderful group of humans that gets together and has a good conversation every day, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. So, Donovan Bradford, it's good to see you, friend. Thanks for your comments on videos recently. Commander Ed Straker of Shadow here for his second dose of Culture Casino. We already dropped a video today on the box office. We actually dropped it last night for members. That's another reason to turn your name green, guys, on the tube side of the equation. If you become a member of the channel on YouTube, you are not only helping to sustain the channel so that it doesn't have out-of-pocket costs for me, you're also getting to see things early. That's one of the perks. So This Saturday, we're coming up on another member stream, I think. And then the following Saturday is, I think that's when we do the high rollers. So it'll be a lot of fun. We've had people rejoin at high rollers level, which I appreciate. Bucky's beliefs in branding everything in their store. They're amazing. The people that have joined us from other countries for the course of the World Cup have been doing adventures in places like Bucky's. They're super fun to follow. Congrats to some dude learning about AI. Yeah. Well, I mean, making a short film that is solid all the way through and it was being presented at the Annecy, that's a big deal. That's a big deal. We're getting to it. We got another member chat coming up here. Yeah, season 5 was brilliant. I love Clarkson's farm. I really do. I think Gary does too. I think he talks about it all the time. I've been so busy lately. I've been able to be able to follow up with everybody. So I don't know what's going on. Jess is here. What's up, Jess? Let's see who else we got. SFX F314 Sabertooth Raptor in the house. I think I saw Frank too. Max Relax Blast from the Past. Not just in Hollywood, we will prevail as a species. That's right. And we shall be free. Carl Sang, good to see you, Carl. Famke and RDJ are the same age. Really? That's amazing. I'm not sure. We're going to get into some bonus time, so stick around. Pippi Longstockings? And I know who she is. Wow, didn't I say Pippi Longstockings? I don't know. Holding out hope, hoping the people in Cuba can improve their situation. I think they will, and rapidly. I think there are a lot of expats that are Cuban that made their way to this country to build profitable businesses and empires. I think they can go down there and do the same thing. Stay put for the redirect to Midnight's Edge. That's right. That's coming at the end of the stream. Bear story. That's right. We got our bears today. Oh, look at all these great people out there. Read by Nature out there. Good to see you. And there's somebody I needed to acknowledge that I have not yet seen, although I saw their chat. It's very strange. I will say, let's see. We've got the first Dragon Queen out there saying, hey, I've been here for 12 months. 1 year! Did Pro get his thing? Hugs for all. Pro is getting his thing in 2 weeks. A little over 2 weeks. I can say that. Because I'm hand delivering it. I'm not allowing it to be taken with a postal carrier. So there's that. Brian Max says, hail from the beach. Hail from the beach. That's right. It's the thing we all say hail to. Stitch, the Elder, again, thank you for the 5 gifties. And a few other folks. Look at the names going green out there. Much appreciated. That's right. You too can contribute to the support of the channel. It is officially summer now after the Toy Story box office. We have summer box office over 200 millions. Millions. And there's Hoshi. What's going on? Good to see you. Melted. Melting. Melting. Okay. Da, 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 da. Look at all those gifties. We have 15 so far. We got so much support on this channel. I just want to say thank you. Well, thank you very much. Senator Hammerschlag. Hey ho, hello. That's right. Indeed. First Dragon Queen for $2 says I'll have to hunt. I'll have to hunt to the garden in the desert. Well, you won't have to. It'll get where it needs to go, dear lady. I promise you that. It looks amazing. I can't wait. There's like five things I'm taking to others towards the middle end of this month. So the lovely Ruby Hoove gifting a Cultural Casino membership. She is one of the most generous humans on the planet. Thank you for that. Juan Bon or Ban in the house got that. And look at all these great people. So sending out our love to the Bat Cap. I'm just going to keep saying it. Walter Tomaszewski says, I might get rid of my RCFN 350 compressor drivers now that a pair of Celestion CDs are on the way. Amazing. Let me know if anyone else might want them. Oh, boy. I'll poke around in the people I know that have interest. How about that? Look at all these great people out there. Ron is right out there. Hello there. Randall says, so many are losing it over Walmart and Costco, too. It's very enjoyable. I know. They're like, wait, North America has cool stuff. Yeah. They're freaking out in Mexico because Mexico has awesome stuff. They have Walmarts and all these other things down there. Just like going, whoa. The Korean fans are wigging out everybody. The English especially. The Brits did not know. Max relaxes. Pardon the Dutch. Is just a Dutchie here? I don't know. All right. There he is. I missed this guy. Morgan King is the warlord we all need. Good to see you, friend. Hope things are going well. I haven't had a chance to talk with you. Hopefully you show up at the member stream. Love to talk to you. No Disney minus or Netflix. That's right. That's right. Who else is out there? The French guy remarks about Texas brisket and air conditioning, which he says is the greatest thing in a place hotter than Satan's butt crack. Holy cow. That's explicit. Goodness gracious. Hey, Morgan King gives 10 Culture Casino memberships, so I guess Morgan's going to be at the member the member stream on Saturday. That'll be fun. Thank you very much, Morgan King. 10 Culture Casino gifties. In fact, I owe you guys some sweet, sweet cheddar. I do.
Oh, man. That's some sweet cheddar. Guys. Yeah.
Just want to say a quick thank you and shout out to everybody who's gifted this morning. It's very appreciated. How very, very, very. Okay. All right. Look at all these good people. Mr. DeMarc in the house. Good morning, everybody. And CC. Yeah. I'm going to be putting a new roof on the greenhouse. For those of you who didn't catch that Garden Place's new video, disaster struck and took part of the roof off the greenhouse. So I'm replacing it with more structurally sound polycarbonate. So rather than the farm plastic that I normally use. Farm plastic gets a good 5 to 10 year use life, especially if there's not massive wind events like I just had. But since I went with more permanent style structures, which may have had more sharp angles, which I'm going to blame this on, I ended up with very little roof left, which is not good. Man, my eyes are itchy. Something fierce today. The allergies are for real. My cucumbers are going crazy. Got lots of blooms on things right now. Heat index is hitting the hundreds, and I've got yard work needing done. Sorry about that, my friend. I know what that's like. There's the Bosco scenario. Haven't seen you in a minute, brother. Hope you're doing well. Been a minute. I agree. Great to see you. I think I'm making a guest appearance somewhere in the next week or weekend. Over maybe on Scooby Pump. I'm going to have to double check. Sunshine on my shoulders makes me happy. I can't get there this morning. Happy. No, not there. Lots of layers of straw. Get access water pass and store lots of water. That's right. That's right. Lots of straw layers. Straw is good. Water passes through straw and protects the soil. Good stuff. That's right. Ha! Offspring reference. That's right. Somebody caught it. I sneak one of those in there almost every stream. Most people don't catch the musical references, but when they do, that's fun. Once again, thank you to Morgan King for the 10 gifties. Ain't much if it ain't Dutch, says our friend Sander Hammerschlag. That's right. Look at all these names go green. You guys are doing wonderful work. Is Grim? Is Grim out there? Infinita. Morgan King's out there. Save Stargate still going strong. Yeah, I've been seeing that trending. It's even trending on Google Trends, or it was. I haven't checked this morning. Wild stuff. I have plenty of coffee, guys. We might get a full hour plus. We're at 26 minutes. I haven't even got into the bonus time stories. So, did somebody have a birthday? I see cake out there. If I knew you were coming, I'd have baked a cake. Baked a cake. Baked a cake. My daughter really likes the cheese mouse. Well, excellent. See? Another reason to watch the show. Randall says, yes. How dare they? Don't they know we're supposed to hate each other? I kind of like Canadians. The rough is on fire. The rough is on fire. Once again, thanks to Max Relax for gifting 5 Coach Casino memberships. PVC. I don't use PVC. If I'm going to do like a hoop house or something, I will use electrical conduit. Use 2 lengths of that, bend it into an arch. And poof. Hoshi's got a cuddly cat, so that'll keep you indoors. You won't get any yard work done. Look out. Gotta love animals. Look at all these great people. Alex Clark says, I've noticed the bots buying tickets for Supergirl in my area. I checked all the screening times, and there is a recurring ticket in row G for 1 seat repeatedly sold. Yeah, it's part of the marketing budget. They look, when called upon the carpet, it's part of marketing. Emotionally unstable amphibian gives £1 sterling or £1.99 sterling. This is proper money, folks. When I grew up, I want to be just like you. Well, try to be better. Okay, my friend? Try to be better. And thank you for contributing the £1.99 proper money. I want the UK to be back to where it was. That's what I want. I think all of you that are my UK audience, all the folks in Great Britain, everybody in that region, I think you all know I want you to be a proper Western country again. You were the shining light on the hill. At one point, you were the center of all civilization and colonization, and recognize that having tentacles that long and that far don't work very well. And then you became the leaders of your region instead, which was a good trade. But you're largely responsible for civilization as it exists currently, and we are indebted, especially in language. But I will say this. I really wish that you guys could get your country turned around. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been hinting at this. I didn't want to say it exactly, and I'll just say it this way. The Batcap, who's been with me for a long time, and for that almost entire time has been struggling with his wife's illness, which she succumbed to. So condolences and prayers for him, love and thoughts for him and his family. That's why you guys are important to me and each other. So just remember that. Okay? It may be a parasocial relationship, but a lot of those turn into something bigger. So you have to support each other when things are hard. So Donovan Bradford says, I'm on my second cup. Been up since 5. Ooh, you beat me awake this morning. Leaf Erickson, good morning. Good morning to you, Leaf. Van links naar rechts. There you go. Hope I did that properly. Yeah, Warner Brother bots work hard. Look, I mean, look, no studio will deny that they part of their marketing is ticket acquisition. Some of that ticket acquisition includes giving it away in places like radio stations and crap like that. Yes, they still do that, at least in my neck of the woods. I haven't listened to 91X in a long time because I haven't been around or close enough to. But they used to give away tickets constantly to stuff, major film events, all that. Disney bots work harder. Well, yeah. Right now, the Supergirl bots are in full effect. The shills. So I kind of created a counter offensive on X, knocking down all of the ridiculous statements being made by them. So restore Britain. There you go. Thank you. Thank you. And I will be sure to publicize and make that available to everybody. Thank you, friend. I'm sorry. I know you knew it was coming, but I'm sorry. I don't even know how to. I don't know. I don't know if I could even process that. So. Whew. All right. What else we got? All right. What else do we have? We have you guys like DJ Ronnie G, Lucius Nature, Triste, and many more. All right. Let's get to the bonus time of bonus time because you folks in the UK deserve more better. More better. But you're not going to get it. Get rid of Starmer. He quits after just 2 years. Like I said, you guys have not had normal prime minister situation leadership for a decade. It's been over a decade. The Sunak weird dude, that guy never should have been in office. I don't know how you ended up with him other than a WEF plant. Starmer was a WEF plant. Labor was given a lot of help to get where they were. Lost 1,400 seats in the last election, if I remember correctly. I'm paying as much attention to international politics as I am to U.S. politics, which is not good. But I think you're getting some other WEF tool bag. So Labor fell out of love with Starmer's pragmatism. Well, I would say his authoritarianism is what the nation is not in love with. He faltered on policy, lacked a big idea, increasingly turned to his wife for advice. That's terrifying. And Burnham is seen as a reform slayer. I don't think so. I think Burnham is more of the same WEF globalist that you guys tried to get rid of with Brexit and then turned around and gave them power. I don't understand. So, yeah, he is a giant tool. But he's gone. Burnham is going to come in and be the next Starmer. This Reuters story is not super friendly, if you want to go ahead and take a look at it. It's not a surprise, though. And Andy Burnham was sworn in as PM. Another unelected for the job kind of situation. Democracy is kind of broken in your country in that you are divided into two houses in parliament, and there are a lot of unaccountable people in there. And a lot of them participated in some very unsavory acts, shall we say. So he was sworn in as the MP for Makerfield hours after Keir Starmer announces his resignation as Labour Party leader. Burnham earlier said he would stand to replace the Prime Minister with backing from former Health Secretary Wes Streeting, who, again, not to be trusted. Streeting, who quit Starmer's government last month, previously said he would contest any leadership race. If there was any doubt the leadership election is over before it began, Burnham's reception in Westminster Hall ought to expunge it, writes Henry Zeffman. Speaking outside number 10 earlier, Starmer thanked his wife, who led the country into censorship aplenty for everybody, in an emotional speech where he broke down crying, just like Jimmy Kimmel. Starmer's a worse comedian, by the way. So, yeah. Parliament returns in September to make more terrible choices for the people of Britain. You guys are going to have to get rid of Labour. You're going to have to vote them completely out of power. You are going to end up with parts of your country that don't like being there anymore. Ireland, Scotland, and other things are having their own unrest. And this is true. Trump's relationship with the next PM, Burnham, is going to come down to getting what he wants. Well, yeah. We used to have a really nice, tight relationship with the Brits and Canada back when they were reasonable humans and not hell-bent on destruction, self-destruction. Might as well be immolation of their own nation and people in favor of, invaders. Yeah, I can't believe Trump even got this close. By the way, there is such a height difference between these two men. When Trump stands up straight, Starmer looks like a little boy. Yeah, you can't imagine two men more different in their politics. Starmer became known as the Trump whisperer. Why? He did nothing. Trump did what he wanted. Trump told me in April that if Starmer opened the North Sea to oil and gas extraction and strengthened his immigration policies, then he can recover. And added, if he doesn't, I don't think he has a chance. Well, guess who was right? Yeah, Trump's pals with the recently elected leader in Colombia. Venezuela's turning the right direction. Cuba. The only people we got to get rid of are some of the real silly humans in Brazil. Anyway, I don't know. I can't pretend that I don't talk politics on the show because it affects stuff so much. Hoshi says, culture for a huge chunk of U.S. history, the U.S. was expecting England to make a third attempt to reclaim the U.S. Well, would be really hard for anybody to do it. YouTube is polluted with videos about what any invading force would have to be in direct conflict with. So, yeah, Starmer used to be a broke lawyer, Let well, yeah, and he was one of the reasons why all of the you saw the report that came out prior to the weekend of all of the situations where gangs of people were getting away with foul things against ladies. And Max is correct. Some of the best comedy came out of the UK. The best jokes worldwide. Some of them deployed the joke warfare and been declared illegal by the Geneva Convention. Well, that's true. Look, Monty Python was a habit for me. So yeah, I can say that with in full force and effect that some of the best humor was the British dry humor. I absolutely loved. And this is 100% correct. The commies come for countries like Canada with they invade the schools and then they push their ideology. Yeah, every single time. That's how it began in China. Cultural revolution. Let's be honest. Yeah, I can't actually highlight your comment, Randall, but you are 1,000% correct on that front. Yeah, British comedians used to be fearless, indeed. Now they just get put in jail. Who does that sound like? Let's see. There was this country in Europe had a little guy with a whisk broom mustache in the 40s, I think it was. Yeah, he locked up the comedians too. Because again, the most effective form of protest is mocking, mockery, derision, which is another reason why you want censorship, right? You push censorship as an authoritarian so you can get people to shut up. I'll put you in jail. You're not allowed to. You're not allowed to talk about your beliefs. Only those people over there, they can talk about their beliefs. You really think they've already crossed the Rubicon? The only way to fix their issues is a mass deportation. Well, the EU just voted for it. That's the path. Canada is owned by China. Maybe. I think the politicians are. That's another problem Canada has. They have their own remigration thing they need to suffer or go through. We're in the process of doing it here. Although we've not really heard as much about that lately. I don't know if you Americans have noticed that. Mr. Awesome says, "Aren't you making a case for Kimmel then?" What do you mean? Kimmel could say what he wanted to say. It's whether his bosses enjoyed it or not. Free speech is about whether government can influence speech, or should be allowed to influence speech. That's the First Amendment. All right, that's censorship can be done by a company. Kimmel wasn't suspended by the federal government. Kimmel was suspended by Disney. Not sure if most people know that. Hey, look, if they want to pay the crying cowboy money to lose money on a show, they should have kept Colbert. Who was that? CBS. CBS should have kept Colbert in positions. But businesses exist to make money. Give me the cash. Yeah, I'll make a case for Canal. Well, Ryan's kind of like a little brother, honestly. I will defend his right to say some of this crazy stuff he says, but I don't have to agree with it. FIFA has. Here's the weird thing: FIFA can do whatever FIFA wants to do as an international organization, but I mean, they don't have any kind of authority to have like some kind of law enforcement approach to this. So they can say, "Well, this isn't allowed." Okay, how are you going to stop it? You have no enforcement mechanism to stop it. Well, we're going to take this away despite the legitimate win. Well, that's going to look dumb, and you're going to lose. You're going to lose the big money people. Yeah, and First Amendment means you can stand in the town square and talk about whatever you want, and the government can't stop you. Your job gets to make the rules. It's true. That's a even more succinct way of putting it. Thank you for that, Jesse. Appreciate it. Yeah. Well, yeah. When you start to look at birth rates globally, like in order for Western civilization to survive, um, the apex of society, the young folks need to start having lots and lots of babies. If you watched Battlestar Galactica, the president was like going to make ending pregnancy early a crime. Her argument against that, um, and for making the laws, the fact that as a civilization, population collapse leads to, well, extinction. You're talking extinction level events in Western society. So Japan right now, if you're a young person within the sound of my voice, look into Japan. I forget the term for it, but essentially they're trying to encourage migration from America and other Western countries that have similar belief systems and ideologies. Maybe not a perfect cultural match, but close enough. They're trying to get young folks to move over there to buy houses and to enter the workforce in their nation. They also provide massive tax benefits in Japan to people who have children. So, yeah, we need more kids in the world. And the common nerds, Jesse says, I got 6 kids for a reason. Let's convince Mrs. Nerd for number 7. I'm all for it. When you look at your grandparents' families, they were enormous. And it wasn't just because of the workload, if they happened to be farming or whatever. I mean, that was definitely helpful. But they had kids. Kids were the future. And in family that supports each other, big deal. Massive ability to take care of all levels, all generations. You had shared family responsibility. You had shared culture. You had shared notions, shared understandings. Kind of need that. And Lady Gamester is 100% right. What happened in the UK didn't happen overnight and can't be corrected overnight. This is true. Look, the slow bleed effect of illegal immigration in the United States happened starting back in the 90s, 80s and 90s even. We did not do proper border control. Of course, we never imagined what would happen in 2001. And the more you look into that, the more you get a little bit more disturbed. But it was a gradual rot. The making up of degrees that started out as being something to, be able to allow athletes, college athletes who weren't very smart, that didn't qualify for school, to be able to get degrees and play football or whatever it is they were good at, were the underwater basket weaving degrees, the gender studies. Nobody took gender studies. And eventually it rotted away the communications degrees over time. Because these were like fields they thought athletes would be able to go into. Except for one thing, there's no jobs in gender studies. Unless you're going to teach that stupid ridiculousness. Karen says, my niece and nephew have 5 children. Awesome. That's good stuff. Big families are good. Generational families with matriarchs and patriarchs at the head, with grandparents, great grandparents still leading families, still, in charge of the family, gatherings and everything else, and that passes generationally. And everything should be done through a wealth transition mechanism, and the people in the family should continue to build that up. If you want to achieve real wealth, you have to follow the same model as the very people you despise, would be the Rockefellers and such. Hoshi says, well, my grandparents' families were also enormous because you had to spam kids to get a few adults before antibiotics. We were bound for post-antibiotics currently. Well, yeah. But, seriously, if you came from healthy stock, you ended up with a massive family sizes. Karen says, my late granddad was middle son of 17 children. He was born in 1898 and passed away in 1953. Yeah. Yeah. I was born to young enough parents that I knew my great-grandparents pretty decently. And I knew my grandparents for many years. Grandparents started passing away when I was in high school. I lost my last grandparent in my adulthood to their 90s. But they were all over the map age-wise. There wasn't a lot of middle kid stigma when you had that many children, that many grandchildren. I'm the eldest child. Georgia Peach is like, globalists hate humanity. Yes, they do. A lot. Enough to create additional suffering by allowing for a 2-tier legal system, which is another problem that Keir Starmer struggled with. So, look, I'm just going to tell you that there are a lot of places around the globe that if you go and you do the right thing, you're going to be welcomed. And it's really easy to learn their culture and fit in and become part of their melting pot, which is what we used to require here in the United States. The minute you come in here and want to force your culture upon us, well, you're not what we wanted. You're not what we want. You want to come in here, force a lot of nonsense and different laws and things in place? No, thank you. Go back to where all that exists. If you wanted to just recreate where you're from using our welfare system, no, thank you. Jeff says, I wanted to go back after I got out of the Army. Should have married that girl. Japan was not easy to immigrate to. Now it is. Ikebaka. I forget what it's called. I'm going to mispronounce the heck out of it. So, but there's a culture there that allows for people from the Western world, particular Americans, maybe even Canadians, as long as you're not a commie, to easily go there. 4, 5, 6 bedroom houses, desirable locations. Japan's not as small a country as you think, especially when you include the island structure. But there's a lot of prefectures that have like incentives to relocate young people from the Western world. They want younger people to be part of to be there with the older people that are they're not mobile. Once they've settled down, they stay where they are. And so there are lots of empty houses in Japan. Like, you can get houses for cheap. If the gardening wasn't so awful for the stuff I want to grow, and if some of the invasive things, what they would consider invasive things, I was allowed to take with me, we might be able to have a conversation. But anyway, I love this kind of conversation. I know it's not pop culture. We're not talking about the box office, but I'm going to do plenty of that over the course of the next 2-3 hours. Speaking of which, the redirect for the tube side is set. Ms. Pit Cafe will take care of the green machine. When we drop the show out, we'll be headed over to Midnight's Edge in the morning. So then, please, from there, go check out that Park Place because, as on Mondays, I believe normally Pro runs the show, and I may be there after the first hour of Midnight's Edge in the morning. We'll see if they want me. I go where I'm wanted. And, then I roam where I want to. Another music reference. I knew my dad's parents. One was a descendant of Sir Francis Drake. Amazing. And we've checked that, and it's true. Yeah. Well, I have stories to tell. They're not great stories, but someday when this channel isn't struggling to get to 50K, we can talk about some of them. Jambi Kirschstarlin. Yeah. Yeah, not great. Randall Orson says, Mom's family had 7 kids, 3 girls, a boy, and 3 girls. Needless to say, the boy was spoilt. With a T. Not spoiled, spoilt. I love it. Thank you, Randall. It's good to see you, Randall. Jamma Kibbles. That's right, Jamma Kibbles. Look at this. Jeff's like, I'm 57 now, a little late to make a bunch of kids. You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. If you are a single human and you are an effective male, you'd be surprised at the range of ages you would be dating within. So... Don't get me down. Dragon Brick says that is one of their problems. It's one of a few. Radiation didn't help them like 3 times over. That's a different conversation. Some of their own making. Oh, terrible tragedy. Oh, so there you are, Scooby. I'm supposed to be doing a show with you, dear. You got to remind me when, or tell the audience here when that is. It's good to see you. I had a fantastic weekend. It was Father's Day. Come on now. Come on. Be grateful for fathers. Culture, you might be able to take seeds over to Japan if you can get the seeds that got transferred agricultural schools. Heirlooms have decent odds. Really? Okay, see, this is effective. Hoshi, I appreciate this note. So, but the temperature there though is bitter cold. I mean, I'll take a little cold. I'll take a little bit of snow. I like snow. I mean, I think white Christmases are great, but I don't want to be like, cold. That's not fun. If I wanted to be cold, I would go to Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, because land is dirt cheap up there. Holy cow. We have an all-star in the house. Channel Surf. Hello, sir. I hope you and your lovely better half are doing well. I miss you guys. I wish I was going to see you in August. I'm going to reach back out to Eric K, see if there's anything that can be done, but I'm not feeling it right now. So it's just too close to more travel, and I need the channel to be clicking off regular stuff. So. Georgia Peach is correct. Bringing in outsiders will simply delay the inevitable. Culture needs to allow young people to marry and have children. Affordability needs to change. Well, you know how you fix that? You make capital available to young people. You remove the implements of wealth consolidation. You go after corporations that have made housing more expensive, Blackstone, BlackRock, and a few of the other known culprits who have been essentially creating leveraged properties, real estate investment trusts, REITs, as a mechanism to acquire multiple houses and hold them in giant chunks and keep them off of the sales market. This is an artificial crisis that shouldn't exist. Very frustrated with that. Tony Randall didn't start a family until he was 75. I did not know that. Wow. Thank you, Mr. Awesome. By the way, you have an awesome name. Okay, I'm looking for Scooby's response. That's true. Making is one thing, because you can make kids pretty easy. Raising them properly after a certain age is hard, indeed. Indeed. Da, 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 da. Fertility treatment has made huge advances, I agree. Thank you, Jesse. I hope everything's going well, brother. I don't follow you already? Are you sure? I'll look at that. There you go. You had a good weekend. Got to talk to Dad. That's the important thing. If you still have Dad around. There's my man. Tom in the chat. That's right. We will be seeing you soon. 15 minutes from now, as a matter of fact. Looking forward to that. Luke is out there. What's up, Luke? I am your father. Maybe we can meet at Buc-ee's sometime. Sounds beautiful to me, brother. Sounds beautiful to me. Oh, that also helps making businesses easier to start and not taxing them so heavily. In fact, I'm at the point now where I'm like, the tax structure in the U.S. needs to change dramatically to be a lot more available to young folks. You're fighting a coma. Oh. You watch this to wake up. Tom. Jesus Christ loves you. If you enjoy Christian-centered content, check out this account. Hey, there you go. God is love. I don't normally do promotion on here, but, that's a solid message. I like that. I'm 100% on board with nuclear. I don't know why we don't do more of it. In the States, we were headed that direction, and then all of a sudden the environmentalists realized, we won't have anything to complain about if we've got all of this relatively clean energy, and the only thing we have to complain about is the waste, which now there's a lot of different things that the waste can be turned into. So, whatever. Ron thinks that the AI bubble will burst in the third quarter of 2027. That actually will be good, if that's true. It'll make all of that AI stuff cheaper, computers cheaper, all that stuff. Scooby Pup, I asked you a question. There we go. If you stream on Friday, I can remind you. I normally use X. Okay, dear. All right, that's fine. Yeah. I'm going to be hanging out with Scooby Pup, I think either Saturday or Sunday. I'm not sure. But I'll be streaming on Friday. All right, we got to get out of here. I need to have time to run to the restroom and such, grab a cheese stick, and get ready to hang out with Tom so I can be the center of all jokes, apparently, and all of that. I'll put some off-grid related stuff in the Discord. Thank you, Jeff. For those of you across the world, I appreciate you. You're taking a risk, or you're identifying yourself to your government, that you watch and support social media folks and personalities like me. Authoritarians want to control what you see. And that's not why the social media ban went into place in the UK. It would be going into place because they want to know what the adults are doing. It's not to protect kids. That's a lie. And on that way, we'll say this. Be sure to take care of yourself, take care of others, and until next time, Culture Casino commercial. When injustice strikes, I strike back.